Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the sunny. Now, today, me and my co-host Lily will be talking about the conventions that our documentary Chasing Happiness either followed or broke. Now, let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. The conventions of a documentary and whether we broke or followed them. Now, first convention is the voiceover. Now, did we follow this convention or did we break this convention? Well, duh, we followed it because there is this voice that you hear in the beginning and end of our documentary, which is a voiceover that gives generalizations and ideas on the topic of happiness. Now, this voiceover is known as the voice of God, and the voice of God was used to leave the audience with opinions that they can choose to think about and aspire to. However, the thing is, our voice of God promoted the ideology that happiness is a variety of aspects of your life that make you who you are, when in fact, it could actually just be one definitive thing. But we did this because we want our audience, our target audience, who are young millennials of the age around 21 to 30, who are aspiring and chasing success. We want them to understand that success is not always about what makes you happy, that success is just one thing that can make you happy, but it's not what life should be about. You should focus on the other things that make you happy and not just success, because you can lose a lot with just chasing success and disregarding everything around you that makes you happy. So that's why we did that. Now the second thing is actuality footage. Now, actuality footage, what is it? It's an actual event with real people, not actors, so it's real footage. Now, because none of our interviews were acted out and all our locations and everything was shot in real time, we did follow this convention. Now, looking back at it, we just did that to have montage footage in our documentary, but we actually were able to use effective montage footage, so we were able to use effective real-time actuality footage to promote the ideology that everybody can be happy. However, also, the thing is, we didn't really realize, but some of the shots that we took, specifically of the Big Ben or of LA and New York, we didn't really realize that actually that's kind of promoting the ideology that wealth equals happiness. So in that sense, we could have thought about this actuality footage a bit more to kind of ensure that what we did show was not just promoting that wealth is happiness, but more of that everybody can achieve happiness, and that happiness is something achievable, as you can see with our montage footage of this boy smiling at the camera. So the third convention of a documentary is that there is a narration. So, did we follow this or break this?
I think that we actually broke this.
We broke this convention!
I think they might have broken.
No, they didn't. We broke this convention. And why, you might ask?
Why? Why did we break this?
It's because our voice of God is stating opinions rather than telling a story. However, you can be like, what about the footage?
But, what about the footage?
Yeah, well, okay, here's the thing. The footage, the montage footage and everything does tell a story, especially with the interviews and everything, and it does show a narrative, and it does go from start to finish. However, you could argue that the voice of God kind of shows the introduction and the conclusion. However, she's not really telling a story of happiness. She's stating opinions on how people should be happy and what happiness may be. But she's not really telling a story.
That's
right?
True. That's very true.
So, now, what do you think about the convention of interviews? Did we follow or break this?
We definitely followed this.
We followed
We have
this.
3 of them.
Right. So we did follow this because, as you can see, we do have interviews with professionals in our documentary. We did this to kind of talk about the different subject areas on happiness, particularly the psychology behind it, how it links to politics, and how everybody can be happy, and how happiness is something that should be very desirable as based on our happiness speaker. Could we have used a bit too much interview?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think we did a bit. So maybe perhaps we could have kept the interviews a bit shorter and like got straight to the point. So we could have had them just have like little segments, because even like when we did, for example, we got feedback from the audience who said that there's a bit too much interview, so maybe we could have improved in that sense. So we did follow this convention, but we could have followed it a bit less by including less length interviews, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess so.
Right?
Maybe.
How about text, Lily? Did we follow this convention or did we break it?
Definitely followed this.
We followed this, but originally,
the definition, don't we?
yeah, with the definitions. Originally, we intended to actually put more text with like statistics and everything, but we ended up not doing that. However,
too long,
we
isn't it?
still did follow this convention because there was the definary. Oh, not definary.
What does
sorry.
definary mean? What does definary mean?
Dictionary definitions of happiness in the
What was a
beginning,
dictionary?
and then in the end we put the dictionary, a new definition of happiness. Now, we did this in a font, a typewriting font, because that's normally what you see which links to like knowledge and kind of what you normally see when you read books and everything.
Yeah.
So that's why we chose that text, and specifically
So
with
it's quite like formal and
yeah,
smart.
and
like,
it's very formal. Yeah,
you
exactly.
would look at it and be like,
Yeah,
that
maybe.
seems like
Yeah,
it's
real.
legit.
You know? Yeah, legit. Apparently
Legit.
Apparently legit's not a word, according to Miss Tilly Wheeler, but, you know, I think legit's a word, don't you? So, yeah, and so we did this to link to a dictionary and knowledge, and so our audience know that, you know, maybe that's really what they should listen to, right? And combined with the folly sound, you know, that we edited into it. Now, what about the sound? So normally, a convention of a documentary is non-diegetic sound that gives off a certain effect. Do you think that we followed this convention? Yes, we did! Yes, we did, because as you can see, there is a upbeat musical score in the beginning of our documentary, the montage where the montage footage is played, as well as like all the little montage footage, except for our interviews. However,
And it kind of sounds like this.
happy, happy, happy. So the reason why we chose this score is because we wanted, because it kind of makes the audience feel happy, because it's not a very depressing song, so it kind of associates this upbeat kind of music is associated with happiness. So to promote that, you know, everybody should be happy and should be able to understand that happiness is something that should be desirable. So, however, when we first edited our documentary, didn't we include sound in the interviews? We did, right?
Yeah.
We included a non-diegetic score in the interviews.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, but then we realized it was quite unconventional.
Yeah,
because
it's
we
very
wanted-
unconventional. It was a bit too much.
Yeah, because we wanted the audience to focus on what they were saying, right? Okay. Next one, Lily, is dramatization. Now, did we follow this?
Nope. Big fat red
No,
cross.
we did not, because we did not have our interview. Our interviews were not actors; they were actually the real people speaking at the same time. Because we did not need this for a documentary, as we wanted to make it as realistic as possible.
Also, by real people, we mean psychologists, doctors, sociologists. What was the other one?
You know,
she was a happiness speaker.
Happiness speaker,
So they had like
professors.
a lot of experience in
Yeah,
their field.
because
of work.
we're not really basing it on a real event,
Oh
so
my
we don't really
goodness.
need a reenaction of an event. You know, it's more about truth.